Okay, you're live now.
Okay. Time in is 5:30. Roll call numbers, please.
Mr. Carmine,
Yes.
Mr. Dick,
Yes.
Mr. Ludley,
Yes.
Ms. Stryker,
Yes.
Mr. Albert.
Present.
All right. Authorizations and resolutions. Item 3A through 3F. Do I have a motion to accept?
Albert.
Okay, Albert.
Carmine.
And second.
Ludley.
Carmine.
I think.
Okay. I heard Ludley first. Questions, comments?
I'll talk through a little bit just so that we can share a little bit about the OPSI contract, admin contract, and some of the other things. So with the contract, I think one of the most significant things to pay attention to is that we did get their authorization to move to 24 pays.
Okay.
So starting in July of 2022, that will be a significant change for the entire district.
Yes.
The other thing with OPSI that's different than what we approved with the teachers KEA is that the 2.25% COLA will be applied to a new salary schedule. They took 25 steps and condensed them to 5. And so as a result, that COLA will only be applied in year 1 of the contract. So when we approved the teacher's contract, they had a COLA in the first year and a COLA in the second year. But because the schedule was revised, OPSI is only getting a COLA in year 1. And there's also a 20-cent hour longevity payment for employees with 25 years of service or more. So those are just some things to keep in mind. Insurance, everything was negotiated the same. With the shift to 21 pays, there is some, there will be a significant gap in pay for 12-month employees, which really would be our custodians. So there is kind of like a gap pay, and that's what you're probably seeing in the contract, that they get a one-time payment because they almost go a month without pay. That doesn't mean that they're not getting, their contracts aren't getting paid or they're losing money, because they're not. It's just the way that we have to readjust to the new 24 pay system. So their contracts are paid out in full, but they're shifting. And other than that, I think everything was pretty simple with OPSI. There wasn't really anything else that was significant. So if you transfer that over to the admin contract, remember the admin contract is something that we do when we negotiate teachers and the classified staff. Then you go to the administrative. It's basically a policy. We had a meeting. People were able to give input, and then Jill and I finalized everything with Chad, and this is the recommendation. So a lot of this contract was cleaning up some confusing language. We had language about 9 and 10-month employees versus 11 and 12-month employees, and we just cleaned that up. Some calamity day stuff had to be cleaned up. They got the same insurance changes as all the other contracts. They got the same COLA increases as the teachers KA contract, and they are going to 24 pays. Obviously, the entire district will be 24 pays, and then they'll also get their step this year. So, and we did some revisions with the stipends. So there's confusion about how that's been documented in the past, and some of our federal programs actually pay, we can pay for people to do specific work, and that's why we have a lot of principals sometimes, because they have a lot of extra duties. And so all that grant manager language was cleaned up. So that's that. And then if you look at the very 3D is just something we clarified. I don't think we'd approved it for a while. That just makes sure that if we have to do late hiring and things and principals have to work outside their contract, we pay them a stipend for a day versus their hourly rate. It just saves us some money, but also gives principals money for working days that they aren't supposed to work. But they'll do whatever they have to do to make sure the district's ready to go. And 3F was a job description. We had actually posted this position with ESSER money through the MRESC. Chad negotiated to hire internally, and so that was changed over to a Kenton City School position. Since we don't have a job description for that position in Kenton City Schools, we had to adopt one. So
Okay.
that's pretty much through F. If you have any questions, let me know.
Okay. Questions, comments? Okay, I'll go ahead and call for a vote.
Mr. Dick,
Yes.
Mr. Ludley,
Yes.
Ms. Stryker,
Yes.
Mr. Albert,
Yes.
Mr. Carmine.
Yes.
Okay, item 4, personnel items. 4A through 4J. So this is, we are hiring Jason Jones as the new high school principal. Approving Brad Blue for the KHS assistant principal. Have a couple of new cafeteria workers. Let's see. And then Mike Letty as the director of student services, and Clint Sneary as the new KES associate principal. Do I have a motion to accept?
Carmine.
Carmine? Do I have a second?
Dick.
I got Dick on that one. Questions, comments? If not, I'll go ahead and call for a vote.
Mr. Ludley,
Yes.
Ms. Stryker,
Yes.
Mr. Albert,
Yes.
Mr. Carmine,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Dick.
Yes.
Okay. If there is no further business, we will adjourn. I have 5:38 as the time. The next regular board meeting will be July 12th at 7 p.m. at Oakleaf.
All right, thanks everybody. And
Great.
Jennifer, thank you. I know this is your last one.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jim.
It-
All right. Thanks, Jen.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you,
Bye,
guys.
Jen.
Have a good night.
Night-night.